into this video. So, does a soul have to age in the Matrix? Well, that's going to depend on a long sequence of events that need to be obeyed, rules of the laws of Source. Is it possible? Yes, it is. But it also depends on who and what you are. Are you losing the low frequency things? So, is it possible? Yes. So, if you come from Source and you have a soul cage, then yes, it's possible to halt and also reverse to some degree your age. And how does that work? Well, here's the thing. There's going to be a lot of skeptics out there, and that's fine. I'm not here to debate this, as I mentioned before, but essentially, you have to lose all the low frequencies. All of them. Alright? You also have to rise in a frequency. So you lose the lower frequencies and you raise the higher frequencies. And the higher you get, the more power within you're going to have. Alright, so this is like a controversial video to some, but I'm not here to debate that, and that's where I'm going to go with that. You know, there's a lot of skeptics out there. That's fine. That's fine. Right? Do as you will. But in order to achieve halt and reducing aging, you must break your script. For those that are new, just watching it for the first time, go back to my videos. You understand what a script is. We all came here as Source creators. We were all scripted, just like the movie stars. We're all actors here on the stage. The world stage is all actors. All right. We're many things. We're Source. We have souls. We are actors on this stage. Period. We came into this illusion to do certain things, as I mentioned before, to play a game. Some don't like that term, but I don't want to call it a competition, because we're not competing against each other as souls. We're not going against each other. We're actually trying to find out who and what we are here in this dream state world realm. So, part of the journey, when you start doing all the right things, losing the low frequencies, losing the mindset of that this is all real, and step by step finding yourself that governs you. You are self is you. All along, self is there. And when you follow these sequences, you will see, slowly but surely, when you look in the mirror, even though I told you in the last video, it's a residual self image. I said it backwards on the last video, but it's a residual self image. That's what you're looking at. Essentially, you're looking at data. So when you look in that mirror and say, oh boy, I'm getting, I don't even want to say the word, alright? You're maturing, we'll put it that way, in the mirror. Well, you're creating more of that. You're creating more of that. Just so you know. FYI. So, anytime you start to put yourself down, well, you're going to create more of that. If life sucks, then guess what? it's gonna suck for you. Plain and simple. But again, it should not be about vanity. It should be about the creator that is within you, male or female, it doesn't matter. All right? We are powerful, powerful matrix source creators. Just like up above me. That's who we are. I like that terminology for myself a little bit better than players. We're all players, but I'd rather be creators because we came here to create. We came here to follow the script, but break the script. Once you break your script and you start creating outside of the box, outside of the matrix box, then you're on your own. Then you take your open blank book and start writing down a new script for yourself. How's that possible? Well, because we created this game, as I mentioned many, many times. For those that don't know, I mentioned it in other videos. You are a powerful creator. Make no mistake about that. This whole thing is your creation. What you see in your scripted life, hopefully you break it, is your creation. You accepted the mission, and I call it mission, but you accepted the challenge to come here, and that's what it was, a challenge. And you challenge yourself that when you accepted that script, you looked it over. Of course, it's all within microseconds, like there's no time where we come from. So you just, boom, you already see the whole lifetime, all of them, over and over and over and over and over. Before you even come here, you accepted it. You had no decision in. It was all written out for you. You either took it or you didn't. Your name, your parents, your script, all of it. You accepted it. You accepted it. So you accepted the mission, the challenge, the game, however way you want to put it, whatever makes you feel better about it. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. There's no other explanation for all of this. Once you lose the low frequency things, all these things start to, what I call, download in you. They download, you start to find out who and what you really are here. You know, so it also depends on the energy storage unit that you have within you. Alright, the energy storage unit. That is your cell. That's what contains your energy in. So if you broke your script and you're living outside the box, now you're able to really create what you want in your life. I mentioned before, sometimes you don't always get what you want because self knows it's not what you really want. Alright? It knows what's best for you. Stop fighting it. When you fight it, you just create more of that anyway. So, you know, for those that think, well, this and this and that, and want to complain, well, you're creating it. You're doing it to yourself. But there's one thing that souls always forget. There's one important factor here. When you go through this game and you choose this journey, as I did, and as many, 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 many have, the source creators chose this, and how can I put it? When you have expectation, That's where it's going to crumble. You should go through this with the intent, with the will, with the heart, all right? But you should not, and I will repeat it, not have any expectations. Because when you have expectations, that's just ego. I say, so therefore it goes. Not how it works. Go through this without any expectations. Have your visions. I don't use the word goal because goals are just goals and most people don't set up to do them. Just like every Christmas, people give themselves a goal. They're going to lose some weight after the new year. We'll do it now because there's only right now anyway. Why does everybody wait to have a fictional day, a new year, which it don't even exist? It does in a Matrix, but in fact, you are in the same day reliving it over and over and over. It backs up to the beginning and starts over for that day. When you've completed that day, it rewinds. Well, you're supposed to rewind your day back to zero, back from the starting point, and relive it again the next following now day. You're only ever living in the now moment. And by understanding that, how can you be possibly aging? How? Explain that. How can you age when you're living in the same day, but better yet, in the same moment? You cannot age. It doesn't go forward. You're living in that moment. So therefore, technically, you're not aging. Starting to get it now? If you're living birthday to birthday and you're celebrating that birthday to birthday, I promise you, you just aged that one full year automatically. Because that's the Matrix program. They made you believe that now you went 365 days, a full year has gone by, and you've aged. No, you didn't. You just think you did. A great example is that movie Groundhog Day. That's the perfect example. He would live his day, and then half the time he committed suicide, which I would not recommend. It probably won't work for you anyway because it's just not allowed for Source players, for Source creators. As for non-souls, they get away with it because that's the script that they had. It's a little touchy subject, I know, because everybody believes everybody's have a soul here. We all think we come from one place. I'm not going to get into that today. It's not about religion, but Groundhog Day. He lived his day, he ended it, and started fresh the next day with a new vision. And then ended it, started a new day with a new vision. So if you haven't watched Groundhog Day, it may seem stupid to you. It did to me the first time. I thought, what a stupid movie. It made no sense. Why? Because I was scripted and closed off to the truth. Self-inflicted. Because I had a calling a long time ago, but I chose to ignore it and ignore it and ignore it. Until one day, I guess I decided to open the door and look into it. And then another year goes by. And that goes for all occasions, right? Including Christmas. Every year, Christmas of 2020 something, or Christmas of 1960, whatever. It doesn't matter. You've aged another year. It doesn't matter what occasion it is. Mother's Day, birthdays, Christmas, Easter's, all of it is a Matrix program. I hope you understand that, because it's very important how to stop believing you're aging. If you're one of those types, that just want to live hard, I told you, that's fine. That's not for me to judge, and I'm not judging. I'm just explaining the truth behind the scenes. the truth behind the scene, because behind the script you're programmed and you're not going to be let out of it unless you choose to break free of the ball and chain of the programming and in the matrix. It doesn't have to be all scary stuff. It's actually fascinating. But some would rather just do the process. No, ignorance is bliss. And that's fine. If that's what you choose, then that's what you choose. This is just for the people that want to know the truth. You do not have to age, because there's no such a thing unless you say so. As long as you come from source and you have a soul cage, a fractal spark in the soul cage. Everybody thinks a soul means a heart, a good loving heart. Still to this day, scientists are trying to find where that soul cage is. Some say it lives in the heart. Some say it lives in the stomach. I mean, what? And they still to this day cannot find where that soul cage is, because they're trying to replicate it. Because it's unlimited power, unlimited energy. And to this day, they still don't know where it is or how to locate it. It's in a place, yes, but figure it out where it is. But going back to what I was saying, aging is your choice. Aging is your choice. Alright? Now, there are people out there, I don't know if you guys follow, food gurus type of thing. You have Marcus and Kara from The Healthy Life. Look at them. You have Lou Corona. Look at him. 73, I believe, and he looks like 40. Marcus and Kara, I believe. Marcus from The Healthy Life is going to be 63, and he looks like a teenager. His partner, Kara, is going to be, I believe, the same. Not as Marcus, but I believe 55, 54, 55. Somewhere around there. And look at her. Then you have this other guy, Dan McDonald. I think he's approached 50. Now these people are raw vegans, okay? And I wouldn't put a label on yourself, because the only label you should have on yourself ever is that you're a source creator. That's the only one you should ever have. If you're going to call yourself anything, you're source. You're infinite beings. You're anything, but don't put matrix labels. Don't say, oh, carnivore, or don't say vegan, or don't say vegetarian. If you don't eat meat, just say you don't eat meat. Don't put a label. Just like last night we were watching, the wife and I were watching MasterChef, and they had this new version of it that started, and it was Gen Z and Generation X and baby boomers, and I mean, it's hilarious, and the new generation now, I can't recall, but I mean, programs. They're putting an age. See, this is what the Matrix does. It loves putting you to believe everything it puts out. Aging. I mean, that's huge. They love making you feel bad about yourself. They put out all these magazines with these models looking all beautiful and hot, and that goes for both sex, the male and the female. And then you go looking at yourself in the mirror, and then you start to criticize yourself. Worst thing you could ever do. It does not matter. All right? Each of us took on that script. Remember that. We took on that script. And by doing so, whatever it is you look like, you look like. It's not about your avatar. You got to take care of your avatar, yes. And please do so. Don't abuse it. It's like your own little temple. You know, you need to use it as a vehicle. If you don't take care of your vehicle, it will not work. Correct? If you don't put good gas in your car, it's not going to run. If you don't change your oil, it's going to break down. It's going to be squeaky. And same with the avatars. If you have to take care of it, bottom line. I cannot emphasize that enough. Cannot emphasize enough. You must take care of yourself. And by taking care of yourself, you know, you lose the low frequency things, pardon me, and you'll see. It ain't gonna be right away. You know, the Matrix game wasn't created overnight. It took a lot of planning by the demiurge to create this thing. It took a lot of planning and creation. So don't expect results right away. Go expect certain turbulence for trying, you know, detoxing yourself, or I'm not giving medical advice, I'm not here to do that, but research. Do the research. You know, realize that you can eat healthy, and then because you start to do that, you're going to feel some symptoms, some turbulence, some tummy troubles, some aches and pains that are reversing. Ironically, everything that I'm doing in my life, in this nowadays, you start to go back to aches and pains like you had years and years and years ago, but they're back. Why? Because the energy is displacing itself. The new energy is pushing out the old energy that was so-called pain, which is an illusion as well, but we suffer with pain, I get it. Everything here is an illusion, so therefore nothing exists, not even the air you think you're breathing. However, we breathe, right? You're in a dream, so how does anything even remotely make sense that it's real? Even this morning at 5:30 this morning, I went and walked the wife to work, and I still felt I was in a dream within a dream now. Like what I'm looking at in my dream doesn't even feel real anymore. I mean, looking in the sky is what they've done to it. Ugh. Anyway, off topic. You can reverse it if you come from source. You can reverse it if you break your script. You can reverse it if you remove certain foods out of your life that is causing you inflammation. You can do it. That's not a magic pill. Don't look for that. There's no magic anything. Alright? Movement. Going for walks. Alright? Stuff like that. Walking is probably the best calm exercise that you could do. Why is that? Well, because it's movement. You're moving the lymphatic system. Again, I'm not giving advice, okay? So if you're in that shape that doesn't work for you, then use your mind then. Don't use your avatar. If you're in bad shape, I understand, I get it, but there is a way around it. Your mind controls everything. You have the power. So it's your choice. You just want to continue going play hard all your life and check out when the time comes and see what happens on the other side. That's your choice. Because we're all essentially responsible Well, it's a fact. We're responsible for our own journey. Don't expect another soul to help fix you because it's all internal. The power resides within. Within, not outside yourself. This is where everybody makes the mistake. They tried to be somebody else. They tried to be, Victoria's Secret. They try to be the actor. They try to. It's a dead end. Dead end. Trying to be somebody else. Because here's the thing: you came in to be you. You came in this reality to be yourself. You were given a script to play. So why are you trying to remove that script and go to another script that's not even yours? I know, I fell for the same thing, right? You don't like your life, you don't like your script, so you just want to choose somebody else's because that's much better. But when you accepted this, you said to yourself, I can do this, I can win this, I can realize we're in a matrix. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. Because the minute we were put into this reality, we started to fall for the goodies here. Didn't we? We really fell for the goodies. By goodies, I mean all that it offers. And then, when you went too far and don't realize who you are, and you're breaking down, your avatar is breaking down, and then you complain that what a crappy life. But you did it yourself. Remember that. It's not easy. Never said it was. And I'll never say it will be. But it's doable. Because all your life you've been pushed one way or another, directed you into a path where you should have known, like, wait a minute. And this is why I'm doing this. Because some people think they're losing their minds. I know I did. I completely thought I lost my mind. At an early age, I said, this is not real. I didn't mean like I'm crazy or nothing, but I literally was pretty, like, concerned because how I was feeling. I'm like, something very wrong. But in fact, it's very right. Because that self trying to remove the umbrella above you to open you up, to make you understand. One step before the next step. One step, then the next step. Don't try to run, you're going to fall flat on your face. Learn how to crawl before you walk, learn how to walk before you run. And then even then, when you start to run, stop, take a breath, and realize what you're in. Is it really that scary? Or that unbelievable that somebody could be telling you this? Because as a source creator, if you right now at this point realize, like, this is crazy, no way, yeah, you haven't even begun to chip away at that big boulder that's stopping you. You fell for the matrix and are living in the matrix and falling for it hard. Sucks because there's a brand new world once you chip away and break that rock into pebbles. I don't care how big your boulder is. When you chip away and chip away and chip away all your life, and you finally turn it into gravel, sand, whatever, and you're able to move forward, it's no longer blocking you. The truth is not scary. What's scary to me is not knowing the truth. That's scary. Not that, not a lot of people can conceive this. They cannot conceive what this is, and they don't want to. They don't want to. I had a friend one time, and I was telling them some stuff, about the system. He flat out told me, I don't want to hear about that stuff. I like my life the way it is. I don't want to know that I don't want to use the word, but the system is doing this and this and that. He said, now you're freaking me out. I don't want to hear this. I like my life the way it is. So sometimes being in bliss is ignorance. What I mean by that is ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Why not be in bliss and know the truth and know why you're here and do something about it? That's simple. Alright, so I don't want to go on too long with this one, in case the video starts screwing up again like last time. I apologize for that. So you don't have to age if you don't want to, but you gotta do the work. There's no magic pill, no magic wand, and there's no magic. It's just creative power that you have within you. Alright? So, do with that as you will. Stay in your now. And you can be the greatest version of yourself. You just have to choose it. If you don't want to, that's fine too. Just do what you're doing. That's all there is to it. Just do what you want to do. I'm just here to tell you the truth. So on that note, I will call it a day. And only in this day. This moment actually. And I hope you think about what I said, because there is a way. But don't make it about vanity. Don't make it about ego. Make it about just loving yourself. Loving yourself with the only reason it should be for, as well as knowing the truth and who you are and what you're in. That's it. So on that note, I will see you on the next video. Take care.